Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2. All right. Good morning, everyone. Looks like we got a few people here early. Pandian, Michael Linsenberger, and Radu. Welcome to the stream. Here we go. Let's dive right in. Okay. Let's load this up. Let's get started. Zohar, welcome to the channel. Let's see. Zohar, you've never heard of Kerbal Space Program. Interesting. I have heard about it for years, but I only started playing it a couple weeks ago. So today, we've got a couple things different today. So first of all, last time we learned about the graveyard over here. We do have one little Kerbal grave, kind of lonely, all by itself. And the reason there's not more, because I think I've killed like 4 or 5 Kerbals, is that I've been using the revert button to undo things. And the main reason I was doing that was not just out of a sense of shame, but mainly out of a pecuniary need to not lose all my money on blown up spaceships and hiring more astronauts, which is very expensive. But I recently learned that if you click on version info and go to resources, no, where is it? Cheats. I can give myself as much money as I want. So, Werner von Kerbals' aged auntie passed away and left him 5 million, 5 million Kerbucks, 5 million funds. And he's donated it all to the science program. And so as things happen now, we're going to have plenty of money to hire new Kerbals and build new spaceships. So from now on, I am not going to be reverting ships past like a few seconds after launch. If it's right after launch and something's obviously wrong, we'll revert. But other than that, we're going to see every mission through to its conclusion, whatever that might be. And we'll see that way. If Kerbals die, we'll see the graveyard grow. We're not going to cheat for science or reputation, but this does mean we need to go into the administration building and change our strategy here. So we're going to cancel the fundraising campaign, and we're going to go into one of these other campaign strategies here. So operations. Funds off launch costs, funds, so we don't need funds. Minimum recovery vessel. Milestone gains, reputation gains, science to fieldwork gains. And then contracts are less, so we don't want that. I think we'll go into science. So we've got three science campaigns here, or strategies from Linus. The unpaid research program. A program where undergrad researchers are given the opportunity to work in our great space program to boost the science earned out of each MIT of data. The interns don't get paid, but the prestige of working with such a grand organization as ours surely is its own reward, isn't it? Takes 5% of reputation gains and yields 1 science for each something, something, something. And it costs 35 to set up. So we could set this up at the cost of a big chunk of our reputation. We have outsourced R&D. Takes 5% of funds income and yields science. This would kind of feel like cheating because we have kind of unlimited funds now. Why do all the data crunching ourselves when we can contract external research labs to help us process the data we receive? These services aren't exactly cheap, but their R&D facilities are very impressive. And then research rights sell out. I don't think we'll do this. So we're going to use the unpaid interns. And let's commit 10% of our reputation gains to gain some additional science. All right, so here's our active strategy. And there we go. We got that set up. Okay, you might as well just upgrade. Yes, I think I'm going to hold off on upgrading a little bit, Radu, until we've done a little bit more. I want to take it slow with this game and learn things at my own pace. I want to learn each of the parts. And when we feel like I think maybe after we achieve orbit, we'll allow ourselves to upgrade one more facility. So we'll kind of do like, every time we hit a major milestone, That'll unlock for us, since we're kind of cheating on funds, we'll unlock one major facility upgrade. So after we achieve a stable orbit today, we will upgrade something. We might upgrade... I believe this is already at level 2. No, this is at level 1. So is it the launch pad that I got to level 2? Yeah, the launch pad is at level 2. So everything else, I believe, is at level 1. And we'll take a look at deciding what to upgrade next. Okay. VAB, tracking station, and mission control is your suggestions. Got it. Can you trade funds for science? Don't get any, not worth it. No. It's funds earned, not funds on hand. Yes, Michael, I understand that it's funds earned, but since we're kind of cheesing funds, losing it doesn't feel like a real penalty, right? Because we can have as much as we want. So giving it up for science, even on future earnings, doesn't really matter. Mission control gives maneuver nodes. Okay, you had enough money before cheating to upgrade it. Just do it, bruh. I suppose I did. I had 300,000 on hand. Now I have 5.4 million. All right, well, let's take a look at mission control then. If we were to upgrade this, what do we get? All available contracts. Also offers a nice view of launch sites for any who are brave enough to be so close during a launch. So this upgrades our maximum active contracts to 7. Tracking station upgrade required for flight planning. What about the astronaut complex? What does this upgrade get us? Kerbals can perform EVAs. Kerbals on EVA can place flags. Okay. Kerbals can disembark only on Kerbin. I might do this one. 75,000. We definitely had funds for this. All right, that's a good one to keep track of here. Let's back out. I clicked on it with the wrong mouse button. So the upgrade here, more max parts and basic action groups. Orbits visible in map. Patched conics visible in map. I don't know what those are. Okay. What else do we have? R&D. Resource transfer available. Astronaut complex upgrade required for off-world EVA science samples. Research science limit 500. This one I could not have afforded. 450 grand I could not have afforded. So we'll hold off on that one. Active strategies and max commitment. All right, so I think we will get the astronaut complex upgraded to level 2. That way we can do EVAs. And then mission control, tracking station. It doesn't say anything about maneuvers here. But Radu, I'm going to go ahead and trust you. Mission control gives maneuver nodes. So we'll do mission control as well. That would have been another 75 grand. So with that, we spent 150 grand. I think that's about all we could have afforded before the cheats. So we'll hold off now until we've got some other kind of upgrade in place. Tracking station needed 2. You had 350. That gives these 2 nodes. And Spaceman, welcome to the channel. So you think I needed the tracking station too? This would be the last thing we could technically afford. This is expensive. That's going to take a while. All right, let's get the tracking station too. Let's blow all our cash that we had on upgrades. Technically now we wouldn't be able to build a ship. We'd be out of money. But that's okay. All right. We did get an influx of cash from Auntie Kerbal. So now, let's look into building a ship that can go to orbit. You unlock maneuvers when your pilot upgrades his star ranking. And Spaceman, I'm Roblox Astronaut. You changed your name. Okay, welcome back. Welcome back. Good to see you again. All right. Actually, before we build, I do want to check the R&D here. So we unlocked... No, we did not unlock stability. What did we unlock last time? Survivability? Yeah, okay. So we have some new parts here that we haven't really looked at. So we've got the service bay. Found lying by the side of the road. A heat-resistant service bay, ideal for protecting delicate instruments or stowing small service components, such as RCS tanks and batteries. I think we probably want to use one of these for the goo canisters, maybe, if we can stuff them in here. Because that way they won't burn up on leaving the atmosphere. We also have the radial mount parachute. A parachute comparable to the the Mark 16 chute, but which is placed radially instead of attached on top of something. And then we have the Mark 12 radial mount drogue chute, also found lying by the side of the road. The Mark 12R is a half-sized radial mount version of the Mark 25. This drogue chute parachute is small, deploys high up, and certainly not enough to stop you smashing into the ground on its own, but useful for slowing craft down before the deployment of your main chute. Okay. Let's see. So the difference between these is this one could probably stop you on your own. The 2R, and then the 12R is a drogue chute. Then we have the micro landing strut produced by the Moving Parts Expert Group. A small landing leg designed for space probes or lightweight landers, basically made of toothpicks, space-grade toothpicks. But be careful with them anyway. So this wouldn't work on Earth, but maybe on the moon. We also have a radiator panel, attachable radiator panel to help dissipate heat into space. I don't think this is going to be a problem for us until we have like nuclear batteries or something. So I'm not sure when we would use this, but okay. We've already used the Presmat barometer. And then we have the heat shields. Okay, so these were the things we unlocked last time. Level 2 pilot, little things like prograde, but not the maneuvers. You don't need, may be true. Get electrics parts. Get new science and batteries. Okay, hang on. Well, I kind of want to take things at my own pace here, so we're going to try to get to orbit with what we have. So we'll see about that. Delta V. The other thing we should look at is maybe going into a little bit more of the KSpedia here. We went through most of the basic rocketry last time. Hatches and ladders. Cargo system. Let's look at this. Spacecraft can carry a variety of cargo parts and specially designed cargo container parts. Command and crew modules can also carry a small amount of cargo. Storage. Cargo volume is limited by the available cargo slots and volume. Some parts will only fit in the largest containers. And stacking. Some small cargo parts can be stacked into the same slot. The stacking limit depends on the size of the part. So, okay. Container module. Kerbals have an inventory. Parachutes and EVA jetpacks are now swappable cargo parts that the Kerbals carry by default. The Kerbals' inventory is also limited by the mass they can carry. All right. Cargo system, placeable parts. Taking the part. A Kerbal on EVA can get parts from a cargo container via the part menu. The Kerbal has to be up close to the container part to be able to transfer the part to its own inventory. Once in the Kerbal's inventory, you can click the place button on the inventory panel to begin placing it. Follow the on-screen directions to rotate the part and deploy it. So I think we could maybe use that one container thing we unlocked, maybe stick a goo canister in there, and then if we get to orbit, do an EVA, take it out, put it on the side of the ship, do the science, and take the report. Maybe. Huh. So for advanced... doing things like this, oh, I don't know about that. Girders, plates, and struts. As vessels grow larger, you'll find the need for structural components. These parts help you to position parts in just the right place without needing to repurpose a fuel tank. These are especially useful in space station construction. The EAS-4 strut connector is the Kerbal universe equivalent of duct tape. You can use it in just about any situation to join parts together. If the connector goes between parts in different stages in a vessel, then it will break by design when that stage is activated. And fairings. Fairings for aerodynamic improvement. Once a vessel clears the atmosphere, aerodynamics become unimportant, unless you're landing on some planets. This means that things like the satellite shown here do not need to be streamlined once they reach space. To protect a vessel from aerodynamic forces on ascent, we can use fairings. Storing a satellite. Once a fairing base is placed, you draw the shape of the fairing panels with the mouse. Below you can see how this was stored. Attach to the top of the rocket on the fairing base. Building the fairing with the mouse to wrap the satellite. All packed in snug and tight. Staging the fairing to reveal the satellite. All right, so we're not quite to satellites yet. Let's see. Well, I guess we're going to start with the command pod. That's the only command pod we have at the moment. So we're stuck using this with a single pilot. Okay, let me catch up with the chat here. The maneuver nodes are unlocked. You're talking about the complex maneuvers. Okay, you guys are hashing that out. Good. I'll probably figure that out in my own time, sooner or later. We're definitely going to need a parachute here. On top. Okay, and then we probably need a booster stage and a liquid fuel rocket to get up into orbit. And hopefully have enough left to maneuver our way back down and keep our pilot from crashing into the ground in a fiery death. That reminds me, we're going to need a heat shield here. So we want the 1.25 meter, just like that. So we've got a heat shield. And then we're going to need a decoupler. Okay, so there we go. That's the kind of like end stage. And last time when we launched, we were able to get the thermometer and the barometer on here on the exterior without burning up. It was only the goo science thing that kind of blew up. So I think we'll do that here. Let's go ahead and use... Now, we do actually want to face this east so that we can launch over the sea and maybe land in the ocean. Okay, and let's go ahead and get a couple barometers going here. Like that. That looks good. And a couple of thermometers as well. Okay, so we're going to be able to do at least those science experiments. I'm not 100% sure whether we actually need 2 of each. In terms of radial symmetry, we are going to be launching and then tilting forward, so maybe it's actually okay. I guess it's fine to have 2 of each. They're not exactly expensive, and we have basically unlimited funds, so that's fine. Now, next up, I want to look at that storage thing that we unlocked. Payload. Service bay. Yeah. Heat-resistant service bay, ideal for protecting delicate instruments. Let's throw one of these on, and then is there a door here? I don't actually... Let's see. So this looks like it might be a door. I'm not sure how a Kerbal would open this to get inside it. Ah, like that. Okay. So presumably we open it, and then we would need what, like a ladder maybe? I don't know if we have a ladder. Utility. Cargo. Science. Now, does this have a storage bay, or how can we place... We can place a goo container in here. We can do that. Does this work? If I just stick it in here like this? Now, part of the problem is I need to get it exactly centered, I think. So I'm not sure about this. How does that look from I guess that's centered? Looks like it might be a little bit too far to the left. Let's move it forward just a bit. Like this, maybe? Oh, you can kind of see it from below, too. So the snappings, the snapping doesn't really work on the interior here. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but we're going to try it. That's too far back. How's that? That's still too far back. This is a little harder than it looks. I guess I'm trying to place it by the legs, and I want to place it by the pill base. That's close. There we go. I think that's as good as I'm going to be able to do it. Let's close the service bay. All right, so the idea is we're going to have a Kerbal EVA, open the service bay, and do the goo experiment. So who knows? Maybe it'll work. Okay, so next we're going to need liquid fuel. Let's see. And he doesn't have prograde unlocked yet. Right-click on heat seal. Put the goo in the service bay. It works. Okay. And Jacob, welcome back to the channel. You said right-click on the heat shield. Where's the heat shield? Oh, okay. I don't know a lot about this at all. Force percent and ablator. How would I find out what this is? Ablator 100, 200? Force percent? I don't know what these are. Maybe the KSpedia? Let's see. This would be under what? Thermal? This is the manual. Location, space travel. Oh, we got to get into this. Orbital definitions. Orbital basics. Yeah, we're going to have to read this before we launch. We'll come back to that in a minute. I want to see if I can find anything about parts and heat. Let's take a look at this. All right. Heat management and thermal systems are quite complex topics, but as you are now an expert at orbital mechanics, we will dive right in. In the KSP thermal model, there are basic rules. Each part has connected interval and internal and skin components. Okay, so we have internals and skin. Got it. Okay, so the skin is the surface. So fuel tank has internals and then the skin. Part to part, from internals to internal and skin to skin. And then part to environment, skin to environment, and heat injection. Okay. Connected parts have their individual components connected. Heat flows between connected components to equalize temperature over time. This is via conduction. Via radiation and convection, heat flows between the skin and in the environment, be that the atmosphere or space. The sun and planetary bodies emit radiation that heat the skin of a vessel. This diagram shows you how these rules apply with the simplest of vessels, two connected parts. The following screens will cover specific part types and finally entire vessel to give you a chance to see it all in action. Note that the flow of heat is not instantaneous. The transfer of energy happens over time. Engines and heat sources. While the sun and planetary radiation will heat your vessel, parts on your craft will generally be of much greater concern. Engines will be used for the main example here, although there are other parts that generate heat too. For example, RTGs. We have these in Astroneer. Engines consume resources and convert that to thrust, with a lot of heat generated in the process. Most of that heat leaves the vessel as exhaust, so we don't have to worry about that, but some of it does soak into the engine part itself. Sure, that makes sense. The flow from engines, it can be helpful to think of the heat production being a module inside the internals, like the combustion chamber. The exhaust takes a lot of heat away, but some of it soaks into the part as well. So we have a rocket engine, and a fuel tank, and yes, this all makes sense. Core heat. There's another type of heat generating part. Some parts have a core component, which has another important function, for example, drills and ISRU converters. Well, we're not that far. Using the ISRU as an example, you can think of the core as the furnace that melts down ore to produce resources. This process has three important thermal points. The core has an optimum temperature. With inadequate cooling, it will overheat and be less efficient. The process discards a lot of the thermal energy through exhaust directly to the environment. For drills, you can think of this as the tailings of the drilling process, and some of the heat does soak into the internal component of the part. To keep the core from overheating, you'll need radiators, as the part soak is simply not enough to prevent an issue. Luckily, that's what's next. And we have seen, we unlocked a couple of radiators, or at least one radiator in our science menu. Luckily, that's what's next. Body radiation not shown to save space. Okay. Yeah, all of this is making sense. Getting rid of some heat. There will be plenty of times when you need to cool your vessel down. That's where radiators can help. Coming in surface and edge attached models, these devices pump heat away from nearby parts, as well as nearby core modules. They do this through conduction and using their large surface area to radiate the heat into space. In this weird shaped assembly of parts, a radiator panel attached to part C draws heat from that part and those that are one away, B, C, and D. Okay, I sort of understand. So there's kind of a hack in the model where it'll draw from parts that are one part away to kind of address the fact that maybe they can't model the part flow or the heat flow through the parts well enough or fast enough for it to be useful. Let's see. You can unlock the Terrier engine, which will be your main engine for a long time. Forces ejection speed. And ablator is protective layer, and you've got to go. All right, Radu, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the tips. For the rest of you, let's continue reading about heat. Thermal control systems. Okay, this is getting complicated. Actually, let's come back to this. Let's just read heat shields, because this is going to have a further explanation, hopefully. If a vessel is entering an atmosphere at high speed, re-entry will generate a lot of heat. This heat can be absorbed by a heat shield that will burn off a blader to keep the craft cool. Solid heat shields, available in various sizes, these heavy shields are versatile parts for protection during re-entry. Do keep in mind that their mass means you may need drogue chutes on your vessel. Okay. Inflatable shield. This part is deceptively small when deflated. Once deployed, however, it can protect a large vessel from behind a mammoth 10-meter shield diameter. So we don't have access to this. Interesting. Okay, so I didn't really get an answer on these, the force percent, although Radu said ejection speed. Okay. And the ablator is what burns away, so we probably want the maximum amount. I guess you would kind of futz with this if you were like scraping by with every single dollar that you needed, but I don't see a reason to put this less than 200%. What we could do, actually, since we might be coming in hot, is we could put a couple of drogue chutes on here. Let's see. The drogue parachute is small, deploys high up, and certainly not enough to smash you into the ground on its own, but useful for slowing the craft down before the deployment of your main chutes. I think that's a good idea. So let's put a couple of drogue chutes on above all the instruments. Let's put a couple of drogue chutes just like this, and we'll stage them separately before the main chute. And let's see, if we right-click here, we can set the altitude much higher. So we'll set that at 5,000. And so those will fare off first and slow us down. We'll say, like, 0.5 atmospheres. Sure, why not? And then for the main chute, we'll set this altitude to, like, I don't know, 1,500 and 0.75. So maybe we can just stage these actually together, and if we set these up correctly, these should go off early and slow us down. And then maybe this one could even be, this is getting risky, playing with Kerbal lives here. We'll deploy this at 1250. So that should slow us down enough that 1250 is enough to get us to stop. Maybe we'll go a little bit higher than 1250. Maybe we'll go up to 1500. We'll test it out in the safe mode, and then on subsequent launches, we can consider adjusting that down a little bit. Okay, so we've got our science bay, our cargo bay here. No, the service bay, that's what it's called, with the goo canister inside. Now it's time to get our engines set up. I said drogues at 5K, main chute at 3K. I leave them all up. Okay. I want to test out going a little bit lower. So if the drogues slow us down, but if we're coming in from orbit, maybe it should be a little bit higher. I'm just thinking out loud that, like, if the drogues slow us down enough, we shouldn't need to be falling on the parachute from like 2,000 feet, because that takes forever. And we are playing on permadeath, so a little bit of risk is a good thing, right? It could lead to fun. We could have a really successful orbit and then lose the craft at the last moment, which could be funny. So I'm going to leave it where it is. We're going to experiment. All right, next up, we need some fuel tanks for sure. So let's do, I guess, 5 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then we're going to have them full of fuel, and we're going to put a swivel engine on here. And this is going to allow us to maneuver in and out of orbit, hopefully. Actually, do I want another... Wait a minute. If I'm going to... So if I use the goo canister, I'm going to need to take the report into this, because we're going to jettison it with the decoupler here. So we're going to lose the service bay and the goo canister. So I'm going to have to do an EVA to get the report and bring it back in, but that's fine. All right, so then we're going to use a swivel fuel engine. Okay, that's looking pretty good, I think. Now we'll need some boosters to actually get up off the ground. So we'll do that next. And for that, we're going to need the radial decouplers, right? Do you guys think 2 is enough? Or do I need maybe 3? Maybe 3 boosters. This is a pretty heavy rocket, right? And we want to get to orbit. So we'll do, I think we'll do 3 boosters here. Although if we do 3, it's going to be hard to use the boosters to do the gravity turn. Maybe 2 is enough. We've got 5 liquid fuel here. That should be enough, hopefully. Now, do we need to change any settings here? The thrust limiter, the gimbal limiter? I don't think so. I think we just trust our pilot. All right, so we're going to do the radial decouplers here, and we're going to get 2 boosters going. Let's get these nice and low. I think like that. And then let's go into, wait, where was the big boosters? Like the serious ones. Pods, fuel tanks, engines. Is it this one? Is this the one with the highest? This max thrust 197. Yeah, I think it's this one, right? Or do I want... Do I now... Wait a minute, I thought I had like a really big one somewhere. Like a really tall one, rather. Do I not have that? What is this? Micro landing strut? I guess I don't. I thought I did. So can I... Do I just maybe stack these? I can do it like this, right? Or... No. Where was the super tall one that I was using? Hold on. All right, so this is going to be... This is we're trying to get to orbit. So this one needs a serious name here. Something that speaks to the grandiose aspirations of all Kerbal kind. What do we call this, guys? What do you think? Drogues are awesome. Solid fuel. 2 is fine. Good. All right. What are we going to call this thing? That one was for a contract only, so you don't get it anymore. Oh, okay, okay, I see. That does make sense. Okay. So Kerbals have noble sensibilities, but they're a little bit dumb. What do we call this? This won't orbit. Okay, yeah, we're gonna need more. We're gonna need more lift. Gotcha. I guess we'll just call it the Intrepid. Let's save this. Okay. So we're gonna need more. I guess we can't like attach this directly. So do we do, what do we do here? Do we do, I think we need to move this lower too. So this has to be lower like that. Are those on there? Yeah, there we go. Okay. So maybe... How would we do this? Can we attach to the bottom? Or the top? We can attach to the top like that. Okay. But is this... If we turn this shroud off, it's actually another booster, right? So we can't quite do it this way. We would need to... We would need to adjust how this works. So actually... Let's do this again. Let me delete this and start again. So we'll go with the radial couplers. We'll put them a little higher up. And then we'll get 2 of the hammers, right? So we'll attach these onto there. And then we'll put decouplers like that, and then do another set of the engines like this. Can I get you to... There we go. So we've got those decouplers for the first stage. And then we do second stage boosters. And then hopefully at that point, we're able to get the rest of the way to orbit with this. So guys, we're going to test this. I don't know whether it's going to work. It might not be powerful enough, but let's see. We do want... where's aerodynamics? We do want some some of these, and we want some fins as well. Some basic fins, I think. Nice and low on the body here. Okay, so here's our rocket. We're going to crew it with a pilot so we get SAS. All right, Jebediah's in there. Jebediah's fine. To me, Jebediah is more expendable than Valentina. We'll save her for another day. Maybe that's chauvinistic of me, but that's the way it is. So let's set up our staging. So the first stage is correct. Second stage, or stage 6 is correct. Stage 5 is correct. So those are going to jettison. Stage 4 looks good. Stage 3. Then we have stage 2, stage 1, and stage 0. All right, so this actually looks good. We're going to save it, and guys, we're going to launch. We're going to try and get to orbit. Okay, so let's go to the launch pad with the Intrepid 1. Okay. The 2 you had are just fine to orbit Kerbin. It has 2850 most DV. Is that this? We have 2824 meters per second of delta V. Is that enough to escape orbit, or to get into a low orbit? We might not. I do know from watching Michael's stream that we need a apoapsis of around 75 to be in orbit. So it looks like with a perfect launch here, we'd get to 73. Or maybe this is telling us what we want. Display staging, docking, map, maneuver mode. Okay. Well, guys, like I said, we're not going to revert launches. We're going to see what happens. And if Jebediah dies here, that's a loss and a tragedy, but it's going to stand. So I will do a quick save, just in case there's some reason we have to come back. Intrepid 1 pre-launch. Okay, we're going to turn SAS on. We're going to use stability assist. And the goal here is at 10,000 meters, right? We're going to try to orbit we're going to try and tilt the ship to like a 45-degree angle, or maybe I should have read more in the KSPD about orbits. Where was that? Space travel, orbital basics. Yeah, I think I need to read this. Suborbital, hyperbolic, orbital. Yeah, we kind of know this. Atmosphere. The atmosphere extends 70 kilometers to where space begins. So to stay in orbit, you need to be in space where the drag from the atmosphere will slow you down. If you were to try orbiting in the atmosphere, you would need to have the engines running all the time, which isn't really orbiting. Okay. So let's look at the simplest method. Going straight up, then turning east once you reach your orbit altitude. This plan has 2 big problems. To hit your desired altitude, you need to stop your ascent at the right height. Can't do that. Then you need to add all the horizontal velocity to be orbiting. Okay, so this doesn't work. Turning with gravity. The shape you see below is called a gravity turn. In this ascent, you use gravity to translate some of the thrust into horizontal velocity. This means you need far less fuel at apoapsis to accelerate to the orbital velocity. A key here is to ensure you do not accelerate too fast, wasting fuel fighting the atmosphere. Interesting. Staying up there. The gravity turn ascent will get you to orbital height, but it's not enough to keep you up there. Once you reach the target altitude, you need to burn prograde to increase your velocity. You burn until you're fast enough to stay in orbit. So ascent at apoapsis, burn prograde, and this is the path if you don't add more velocity. Got it. Okay. Getting back down is relatively simple. You burn in the retrograde direction, which will slow the vessel enough to return to the surface. You only need to slow the vessel enough to get inside the atmosphere. Aerodynamic drag will slow you down a lot as well. Oh, and hope you packed the chute. Yeah, okay. How to make orbital maneuvers that adjust your vessel's orbit. Bringing all these together, you can end up planning and executing a flight like below to visit other worlds. So this is getting a little bit ahead of myself. It is going to talk about delta V here, though. Everything about moving in space is about changing your vessel's velocity. Each maneuver is an equation where you trade fuel for velocity, and this is measured in delta V. Delta V is a measure of the impulse needed by a vessel to perform a maneuver. Thinking in simple straight lines, a vessel that is at 0 meters per second requires a change in velocity of 200 meters per second, a delta V of 200 meters per second. To slow the vessel, because there are no brakes in space, we need to add more velocity, but in the other direction. So to reach 100, we require another delta V for a total cost of 300. Getting three-dimensional. The simple straight line example makes it seem easy, but space has more dimensions. Over time, you will see the correlation of this basic principle in every facet of orbital maneuvering. Adjusting eccentricity. You thrust in the prograde and retrograde directions to adjust the eccentricity of an orbit. Okay, so like a perfect orbit that's circular and centered on the planet, I guess would have 0 eccentricity. Prograde. Burning prograde will increase your orbital velocity and raise the altitude on the opposite side to your burn. So we increase speed and raise the altitude. Okay, retrograde. Burning retrograde will decrease your orbital velocity and lower the altitude on the opposite side to your burn. Okay, so we can kind of adjust things. Adding inclination. Normal, anti-normal are the directions at 90 degrees to the current path of travel perpendicular to the orbit's plane. Okay, that lost me a little bit. So if this is our current orbit, then normal, okay, 90 degrees to the current path of travel perpendicular to the orbital plane. I understand. So normal is like port, and anti-normal is starboard or left and right, I guess. Burning in the normal direction pushes your future orbit to the north. Okay, so we're traveling along like this, and we kind of start traveling like this. So yeah, I see. Because gravity keeps pulling us, when we burn like this, we kind of go there. And now the new normal is that way, right? Burning in the anti-normal direction pushes your future orbit to the south. Okay. Radial and anti-radial. Radial in, radial out are the directions at 90 degrees to the current path of travel, pointing in and out. So instead of up and down, these are pointing in and out. Burning these directions rolls the orbit. Okay, so you can get into the exact orbit you want with some of these maneuvers. I don't think my Kerbals are going to have these. A Hohmann transfer? Okay, this is getting ahead of myself. But I understand the basic idea of the gravity turn. I was hoping it would sort of tell me, like, do this at this height, do this at that height. But, yeah. Okay, let me catch up with the chat here. Terrier gets you to the moon. He can get it. I think he got enough science. The two you had are just find to orbit Kerbin. Send it. I must do work. I might come back later. Let him learn the hard way. More engines is more weight. I think Kerbals respawn even if they died. All right. So guys, maybe this vessel isn't right, but we're gonna learn. I think it is time to send it. So we've got SAS on. We need to. If I go to the map, yeah, we can't see anything yet, but we're over here on Cape Kerbin. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to think about before I launch this. All right, so we do need probably to set our throttle. I think, so when we get to this stage, these are gonna full burn. And I could, no, I can't limit these. These are gonna go at full blast, so whatever happens, happens. And these two engines are staged separately. Yeah, yes, okay. But I think for the main engine, we'll kind of pre-throttle it to about here. So wait a minute, how do I bring it down again? Control, yeah, and then Z and X is instant. So I don't know. For the main throttle, we'll put it at like 30%. 33%, something like that. And we'll just give this a shot. So SAS is on. I guess I hit spacebar when we launch. And from what you guys told me, I need to kind of curve outwards to do the gravity burn around like 10K, something like that. I think 60 degrees. Well, we'll try it. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Launch. Okay. We're going up. First stage. We're going pretty slow here. Vessel's pretty heavy. Okay, now we're a lighter vessel, and we're getting up there. I think it's time to start trying to... Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Oh, that's really bad. Come on, Jebediah, you can do it. You can do it. No! I forgot fins on this part. No! Okay. All right. We're not completely dead in the water yet. Maybe we can do something here. If no, I can't angle it. He's having too much trouble. All right, well. Hang on, maybe he can do something. Hold on. We still got a little bit of Delta V. Okay. Let's send it. Okay. All right. Not too bad. I guess we're gonna send it. We gotta save some fuel to get home, though. That was a failure, you guys. That was a failure. All right, let's take a look at this. All right, let's shut off the engine for a second. Let's take a look. What are we looking like? Yeah, we're nowhere near high enough. So our current apoapsis is gonna be 35 out of 70. All right. So, we're not going to make it, so let's just see how far we can get if we burned all our fuel. So yeah, no way to get home. We're not getting into orbit. We might as well send it. And maybe we could do some science in like this low orbit. Maybe this counts as like upper atmosphere or something. So we're getting up to 111 km, and then we're going to splash down in the ocean. Okay. All right, well, I screwed that up horribly. We didn't have the right aerodynamics, so the next vessel, we're going to need to make some changes for sure. That was great. That was really fun. At 1,000 push to 15 degrees, at 10K push to 60 degrees. Looks like you need fins on the second part as well. Yes, that is what I was thinking, Pandian. Okay, so 1,000 I want to push to 15 and 10K push to 60. I'm going to assume... So, Michael, I'm going to act as though my Kerbal Science Advisor did a bunch of research on this launch and came up with those answers. All right, so we really need to get ready to do science here. Can he EVA here? Oh, he can. All right, so we want to be real careful not to let go. I'll say that. Let's board. And let's see what a crew report looks like. All right, we've already been here. Space near Kerbin, so we don't need that. So we don't need a crew report. But we can EVA. Okay, I want to be real careful here not to have him let go. So let's have him do an EVA report. Oh, we can deploy shoot. Let's have him do an EVA report here. 8 science. Okay, let's keep that report. And let's store it in the command pod. Store experiments. There we go. Okay. Now, the next thing we need to do is open up the... How do I move the camera up and down here? Okay. Let's open the service bay. And then let's see, can we reach this from here? Okay, no, he's going to have to climb down. He can observe it from here. Mystery Goo can only be externally controlled by a scientist. Damn it. I forgot. Okay. Well, let's reboard. We've opened the service bay. Maybe we can do it from inside? Oh, we can. Mystery Goo observation while in space near Kerbin. The goo seems to have clumped into a sphere. It also appears to have become brittle. 10 science. All right, let's keep that. And then I suppose we close the service bay. I guess that doesn't really matter. We are at apoapsis here, so let's do our other science. Log pressure data. That's the chute. Hold on. Log temperature. And then we can do it on this side too for maybe a little bit more. Log temperature. Yeah, more science. And log pressure data. Okay, so how much science do we have? We have stored data here. I guess we have to bring everything home, right? Or I could EVA again and bring it into the thing. So as long as these survive and we recover the vessel, I think we should be fine. So I don't actually need to store the reports. If I click on this and review data, yeah, okay. So we're basically out of fuel and falling, and we're done with the service bay. So I am going to, do I jettison this here? Probably, right? I don't want all that mass giving me more speed. So there we go. Okay. And we're falling into the ocean. So, you know what? Actually, hang on real quick. I might want to do these reports in the ocean because that's a different biome, as well as a crew report maybe. So we're falling towards Kerbin. Let's, oh man, the rotation's so fast. Let's get stability assist on and see if we can point ourselves towards the surface. Like this maybe? Along our path. How can I see the path in orbit or in flight? I kind of want to, I wish I could see the path that we're falling along so I could kind of angle things the right way, but okay. Pilot cannot interact with science, mouse wheel, RIP goo. Oh, you're right. The goo is gone. I can't recover that. So that science is gone. Damn. Maybe I should have put the service bay on the other side of the heat shield. All right, maybe we'll do that on the next version of this build. Okay. And we're starting to fall. Are we falling the wrong way? Yeah. Oh, ooh, ooh. Let's orient. Okay. There we go. We've got the heat shield in the right direction now. 28,000. I think we just stage these and hope that they work. Crew report from upper atmosphere. That's a new one. Okay. Okay. The heat shield saved us. We're still alive. 13,000. So now it's all about the chutes. Will the drogue chutes deploy at 5,000 now that we've staged them? Let's see. Falling to the ocean here. What is that? Intrepid debris. Okay. So 5,000 we should get the drogue chutes. We're 260 meters per second. Hopefully the drogue chutes help. Slow us down. Okay, there are the drogues, and we've slowed down quite a bit. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, that worked well. So now we're falling slowly, and probably we could have set the main chute even lower. All right. Actually, I don't think we needed the main chute. 26 meters per second is survivable, isn't it? Maybe not. Maybe not. Isn't there a right mouse button to get more information? Maybe I can do that in the VAB. Okay. So the other thing I could do is EVA Jebediah and have him use his parachute. Like if we were worried that this wasn't going to work, that would be one thing we could do. All right, so I think we're good. Let's speed up and get down to the ground. So how is the other parachute going to interact with these two drogues kind of being here? I hope this doesn't kill him by accident. No, it shot up through the inside. Okay. And then at 12, what do we do? 1450? Yeah, okay. That's slowing us down even more. So now we're falling at like 7 meters per second. Okay. That's super survivable. Well, okay, so we lost the science goo. We did not get to orbit. So there were some failures. But the Kerbal safety material worked perfectly well. That was good. So Jebediah did not die. RIP Goo, separate now and execute your chutes now. You're golden. 10 will blow you up. 8 meters per second is the most you can take. I see. Okay, so we're at 6 and change heading into the water. We should be absolutely fine. Okay, he survived. Now then, let's see if we can do something else here. Let's do a crew report. Actually, let's review the report. This was 4.5 from upper atmosphere, so we can only have one report, I guess. Let's keep this one for now. Is there any way I can get more science right now? Can he EVA in the water? He can. Okay. Let's do an EVA report. 3.2 science from Kerbals water. We'll keep that. We'll store the experiment. What else could we do? I guess we could try to swim. I don't know if that's a good idea. Let's not try to swim. Let's reboard the aircraft here. And let's recover the vessel. Okay, so we learned some things. We got crew report from Kerbals upper atmosphere. Crew EVA report from space just above Kerbals water. Another EVA report. Atmospheric pressure scan in space. So the second scan was useless. We got 12 science from the first one, nothing from the second one. I should have maybe done another atmospheric pressure scan from the water there. Okay. But we gained 35.9 science. Pretty good. And we got Jebediah back. No experience gain, however. All right. Let's head into the VAB and see what we can do to make things better. You can do multiple reports, but they all have to be different biomes. Yes, okay. So we will keep things. We'll keep these instruments on the vessel. We'll have 2 copies for symmetry, but I think the next time we touch down, we'll be in a different biome. So we'll try to use those here. The drogue chutes worked very well, but we are going to need some way to keep the. We're going to need some way to keep the service bay. So I think we attach that here and move everything else off. So the heat shield's gonna have to move. And the service bay, hold on. Then we put the heat shield under the service bay. So we're bringing this back home with us. Now that is going to make us a little bit heavier, but maybe that's okay. Should I add more fuel canisters here? That does make us heavier though, right? But having more fuel could be good. All right, well, I think not. But I think I will add, so we're going to add fins as well. To the second stage here. Hopefully this helps us preserve some ability to navigate. Add some fins there. Oh, I wasn't in radial mode. Hold on. So the other thing I could do is add two more boosters down here just for the initial stage. I wonder if we had enough orbit and it's just because I screwed up the maneuver, you know? Maybe some additional fins will help. We've changed this around, so let's make sure. So we've got stage 1 is those, then we decouple. Stage 2 is here, then we decouple those. Stage 3 is that engine, and then stage 4 decouples everything except the heat shield, the service bay, and the command module, and then we have our parachutes. So I think this is a good version. We'll call this the Intrepid 2. And we'll try again. What do you think, guys? Do we need anything else here? Use science, unlock better rockets. You don't need the service bay. Put the goo on the pod. Service bay is unnecessary weight. But the last time I launched, the goo exploded before we got up into out of the atmosphere. Like the heat on it caused it to explode. You don't think so? I guess we can try it. So if we get rid of that. Where's the heat shield? We lost the heat shield. thermal. Heat shield. All right, so heat shield decoupler. Okay, and then try for goo on the exterior. Now the problem here is we're kind of running out of space on the sides. Yeah, we're out of space here. Hang on. Let me move this. Well, we did these already, although orbit would be a different story. I think well, you know what? Let's get rid of radial for now. Where would we pop them? I guess goo is probably the heaviest, so we'll stick those like that. Oh, I need radial back. So we'll stick these here. As low as we can get, I guess. Won't they burn up on re-entry? They're not covered by the heat shield, really. They're like sticking out along the sides. Run all 4 boosters at the same time and double stack them. Just put 1 goo canister on the back will help with the angle to orbit. Okay. Shouldn't it be on the front then? Aren't we tilting forward? These guys survived re-entry for sure. All right, we'll give it a shot. I'm gonna put 1 goo canister over here. Like this. Yeah, we'll put it above the hatch, I guess. Like that. See if it works. And you're saying you were going to fast, it's where I put mine, run all 4 boosters at the same time and double stack them. All 4, well, if I run these boosters, they'll blow up the ones below them. So I'm trying to tilt this side forward because we're traveling east, right? So wouldn't this pull it down like that so that it's angled forward? I think that's where I want it. If we're gonna have something off balance, we want it to tilt forward a little bit, don't we? Say the other side, the back side. Let's try this. Let's see how far we can get with this guy. We've removed some weight. We've changed a few things around. We've added a little bit of aerodynamics. So we'll give it a shot. No, run 4 around, then stack another 4. I see. Okay. Let's take this off. I see what you're saying. Okay. So we'll go to 4. And then we will attach this like this. And then we will attach this over here, like so. Okay, but then we want to get rid of these fins, right? Or we want to change these to be just on the left and right. Let's get some fins going. See, I don't want it to be, but it's forcing me because of how we built this. Yeah, this is the problem. So maybe I'll do it like this first, and then maybe I can delete them one at a time. If I go back like this, yeah, then I can select, nope, it's everything. Okay. Well, I guess it's fine. We'll have some extra fins. Okay, I guess we're gonna do this. Intrepid 2, launch it. Do I need a scientist or is a pilot fine? No, a pilot's fine. Okay. Let's try it. Let's try to get to orbit. Vehicle assembly building can't support vessels over 30 parts. See, damn it. This is what I was worried about. How many? Let's go to the engineer's report. We have 45 parts. Not good. Okay. So, this is not going to work. Let's go back to 2 and see if I can't make that work. Because we were close here. How many parts is that? That's 31. So if we get rid of, like, the 1 temperature gauge here, it would be nice to have more, more stuff. But let's turn off radial here. And just put 1 of each. So we'll throw on, throw on 1 barometer over on, like, over here. And 1 thermometer over here. Sure, why not? Double check staging. Leave the fins on. Your window is facing the wrong way, that's why. So I have the window facing for, like, the way. The idea here is, like, we're going to lean forward, and then the pilot will be facing down looking at Kerbin, is sort of the idea. Alright, if we can get to orbit, we will upgrade the VAB and a few other things. Let's keep experimenting, let's keep doing science. Not just in-game science, but, like, trying these things out. So this is a slightly different version of the Intrepid. It might not make it to orbit, might not be powerful enough. But we should have a better flight than last time. So let's launch it. I should check, actually, we should check that the stagings are correct. I did not check that. Let's revert back to the vehicle assembly and check the stagings. So, first set of boosters, go. Then we do disconnections. Actually, you know what I could do here? I could get 2 more boosters on, I think. What's the engineer's report? No, we're at 29 of 30. So there's no more leeway here. Anyway, disconnect, second boosters, radial disconnect, main engine, and then disconnect there and come home. I could squeeze in 1 more fuel tank, actually. So why don't we do that, just in case it helps. Okay, so we got one more little bit of fuel there. All right, so let's launch. Stagings are correct. Pilot is in the ship. Jebediah is ready to go. We are going to turn on SAS. And we are going to set our throttle, I guess, to full to start. Yeah, and here we go. All right, wish me luck. 2,900 meters per second here, a little bit better than last time. So, 15 degrees. That's 70. So these are, so just a little bit at 1,000, got it. And then you said 60 at 10K. All right. Here we go. All right, Jebediah. Get it together, buddy. No. Nope. Well, we're turning this way now, so we're gonna do it like this. I can't even tell how many degrees we're at. I think we went too far, or not far enough. Generating a bunch of heat, but we're not blowing up yet. All right, so now I'm at like 40 degrees, roughly. It's a screwy launch. Let's see where we're at. Where are we? Yeah, we're still not getting into orbit here. And if I don't save some fuel, he won't be able to come home if we do get into an orbit. Where is that? That's close, don't you think? That's better. Okay. So, we got more work to do to figure this out. Yeah, Michael, I agree with you. I probably need to upgrade my engines, for sure. We do have some science saved up. In the meantime, what is our apoapsis going to be? 438,000 kilometers? Wait, that can't be right. Oh, we need periapsis to be at 75. That's what it is. All right, so we can get into the upper atmosphere here and do some science up there. Or I guess we're out of the atmosphere? Are we in space? I don't know what the numbers are. We're at 155,000 meters. Let's do a crew report and see what he says. In space near Kerbin. Yeah. So that's not that helpful. We do have a little bit of liquid fuel left, but it's not enough here. I'm not sure what happened with the launch either. I'm not sure I drove right or angled right. But once we get to our highest point, once we get to apoapsis, I will come out and do some science here. So let's take a look. So it was a very screwy launch. We kind of turned a little bit the wrong way. We were kind of drifting. Let's get a little bit closer here in time. And then, what is this? Add maneuver? There's all kinds of stuff I could do. Hang on. Alarm clock. Where's the alarm clock? You can go away. So if we look at apoapsis here, I can add a maneuver. T-minus 53 seconds. Close. Warp action. Edit alarm. I don't want an alarm. I want to set up a maneuver here. So I could do a prograde. I could do a prograde, a retrograde, or a the normal. Looks like I've got the normal, anti-normal, and the in-out. I forget what those were called. So I would be able to kind of set something up here, I guess. And what would that do? You can see, okay, so you can see what it would do. I mean, we've already passed the point here, but theoretically, it would be nice if there was a pause. So we could get into orbit if we had enough gas, right? We could do something like that. But it shows we need 1373 delta V, and we only have 155. Okay. So we need to get more powerful engines for sure. This interface is a little bit confusing. There we go. Okay. So we are not able to do anything because we don't have any fuel. So we're just going to crash down, or, well, yeah, basically parachute down near the, looks like near the South Pole, I guess. So maybe this is a different biome as well. It may just be time for you to spend some science and unlock better engines. I agree. Are you new to KSP by chance? Gonna get KSP 2? Push X to start. Welcome to the channel. Yes, I am brand new to KSP. This is our 8, I think. I'm in hour 8. I've played, this is my 4th stream, and I do about 2 hours a stream. So, completely new. Once your Apo is 75, turn sideways and prograde burn to make parry raise up. Yeah, okay. So, we're going to need more powerful engines. That's fine. We have the science to unlock that. But we needed to do these test flights to learn that. Anyhow, let's go ahead and zoom forward a bit. And just try to avoid dying. Okay, now I do need to worry about angling correctly for the... Oh, you know what I need to do? I guess at this point I jettison the rest of the fuel, right? Oh, I forgot to do all the science. Hold on. I forgot to do the science. Observe mystery goo. 10 science. Okay, in space near Kerbin. Fine. And then these things we've already done, so I'm going to save them for the water. We'll do them in the water biome. I think we need to abandon here. Goodbye, rest of the fuel. And prepare ourselves to come down in the air here. The other thing we can do is the main chute. We can actually set this much lower. We can set this to like 800. Because we're going to be moving 25 meters per second, maybe even lower with the drogues. And that should speed things up a little bit. All right, so we've got our heat shield out. And we're angled in pretty much the right direction, it looks like. Looks good, looks good. We can see our ablator going away. Oh, we can actually jettison this. How interesting is that? I didn't know you could do that. As soon as it's safe, around 5,000 meters, we will stage our chutes. Actually, we can stage them as soon as it's safe, I think. Maybe you can even stage them now. Yeah, they are staged. Okay. So from here on out, we should be able to just warp forward. There go the drogues. Slow down, real nice and slow. And then at 750, the main chute should deploy, and we should have a very safe landing here. Okay. This, you know, we learned more from this. I learned more from it, certainly. Had a little bit of a better launch. Still some weirdness with, like, it was twisting and tilting, like, left and right instead of forward and backwards there on the launch. But we got closer. How are you enjoying the game so far? I like it quite a lot. We were doing contracts for a while to earn science, unlocked a bunch of stuff, learned a lot about the game. I'm learning a lot that I did not know about, like rockets and terminology like delta V and orbital mechanics like gravity burn and stuff. Yeah, I'm learning a lot and I'm having a lot of fun. So far the game is really cool. Interface takes getting used to. Yeah, I'm really curious about KSP 2 because my guess is, right, that the core of the game is unchanged, but hopefully, like, there's more of a story mode, more like more educational material for people who don't know what they're doing, and like improvements to the interface to kind of help you learn the game. Because at the moment, I'm kind of reliant on sort of reading the KSpedia and experimenting and failing, and then seeing what happens, and also getting help from my commenters in my stream, in my chat. Okay, so we've touched down in the ocean. Let's do a crew report here. That's 2 science. We'll keep that. And then let's do the barometer. Log pressure data, 4.8 from the water. Keep that. And then where's the thermometer? Let's do the thermometer here. Log temperature. 3.2, very nice. Let's EVA and do a report here. For him. That's 0 science. Okay. So we already did this one. All right. And then I could theoretically let go, but he might die, so we're not going to do that. We're going to get back in, and then we're going to recover the vessel. Okay, crew report from Kerbin's water 2. Mystery goo observation in space 10. Atmospheric pressure scan from water, 4.8. Temperature from water, 3.2. And there we go. So we gained another 20 science. So we're loaded with science right now. So we're going to have our scientists direct all of that value into getting us some better engines here. Let's get a little bit of sunlight going. There we go. Okay. So let's go to R&D. And let's take a look at general rocketry. This has the Reliant liquid fuel engine. The back thumper solid fuel booster. This is the one we got to test. So I think this is the one we want. Filled with a new, even more volatile fuel in the back, offers semi-reliable performance at a great price. And then there's another fuel tank as well. So I think we're going to get this for 20. More engines, more fuel, more ambitious ideas. Okay, guys, that was a good buy. Let's try with that. So we've got some new stuff to unlock. Let's get rid of all of this. We can delete you. And actually, we can delete everything below here. Now, revisiting this idea, we've kind of already done these science experiments, so I'm going to get rid of these for now. Although orbit would be a different matter, wouldn't it? If we did get to orbit. So I think we do want... that stuff back on there. But maybe we'll do 2 different trips, because we can't kind of get everything. So we want 1 goo canister for orbit, right? And then who knows where we're going to touch down. Probably the ocean. But let's put some goo canisters on here. And I guess that's it for now. Well, we can... You know what? These things are not that hard to deal with. Let's put that there. And I guess this can go, like, here. So we have 1 of those each in case we do get to orbit. And then our drogue chutes and our main chute is fine. Our heat shield and decoupler is fine. So now let's take a look at our new fuel tank. We had the FLT100, but now we have the FLT200. So... The T-200 tank had some difficulty being accepted in the spacecraft engineering world because most rocket builders had trouble overcoming their urges to squee at the cute little fuel tank. This initial reaction was only put aside when the amount of fiery explosions in assembly areas became so high, strict guidelines were put in place to prohibit teasing the fuel containers. The T-200 tank is now widely used in several space programs and does a remarkably good job, if assembled politely. Well... Mr. T-200, would you please join the party? Thank you very much. Alright, so how many of these do we want? So, this guy has a mass of 0.5625 tons. We had 6 of these. And... this is heavier. But it has double the liquid fuel and oxidizer. So maybe... I'm not sure. Let's get some of these going, though. I guess 3 of those, and then on engine. We do need the liquid fuel engine. We need the swiveler to be able to drive here, right? But for our second stage, our second boost stage, we could use the Reliant and a couple more of these, right? What's our delta V at? 1539. So, like, if we did a second stage with these instead of the... well, we were going to use the back thumpers. Well, let's just try 4 backs and see how that gets us. I'm worried that's going to burn up the goo canisters, though. We went so fast and up out of the atmosphere that stuff burned up. So this is the same engine. It's not as powerful, but, like, these are going to be stronger. Max thrust, 250 kilonewtons. Compared to these, which is 197. And they're a single part, so we can get more of them. Let's get some radial decouplers going. I think we'll do 3. We'll start with 3 here. Do it like this. Just 3 is enough, I think. Actually, we don't want it quite like this, because we want this to be more centered like that. There we go. Because we are going to put some fins on the side of these things. Okay. So look at our engineer's report. 24 of 30. All right. Let's get some fins going. And some of these things. What aerodynamics. So that's 3 more. And 3 more kind of caps us out, I think. So now we're at 30 of 30. Yeah. So what do you guys think? Will this work? Will this get us to orbit? Maybe. Oh, why does this look like butt? Hang on. Okay. I guess that's the way we have to do it then. 2 backs on the side. 4 backs is too fast. Use 4 of the new liquid fuel can with the Reliant and smack 2 backs on the side. Okay, so I'm using 3 liquid fuel cans with the swivel and 3 backs. So the 3 backs might get us higher, and then I can rely on the swivel to kind of angle a little bit. Well, the only thing for it is to try. Like, that's the only thing to do. We'll learn whether this works or not. So this is going to get us a lot of... how much delta V do we have? 3,200. So hopefully we can angle ourselves enough with a pilot and this configuration to do the gravity turn on the backs, even though they're just solid candles that kind of just shoot. Hopefully we can do it. And then once we're closer to orbit, we can use the rest of this fuel to get there. I don't have another part. I'm at 30 of 30, so we're going to try this. I should have checked the staging first, but... so backs, decoupler, main engine, and yeah, it looks fine. All right. So we're going to turn on SAS, and we're going to max out the throttle, and we're going to see what this does. We're going to see if this can get us to orbit. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, launch. He's doing his best. It does want to rotate to the left for some reason, and I really can't. I can't get the angle at all here. I'm pulling back, but I can't get it to. I can't get it to angle. So we're gonna have to rely on the liquid fuel here. Okay, 60, 45-ish. How are we doing? Do I need to pull it back more? Maybe more here. What is that doing? Oh, that's getting it wider faster. Okay. Let's throttle down a bit. Reserve our fuel. Slow down. Okay. Let's take a look. How are we doing? We're getting close. I'm watching the fuel here. Oh, we're so close. We're so close. We have 85 meters per second left. It wasn't enough again. Ah, what a shame. So part of the problem was we were going straight up on those boosters. I could not angle the ship at all. I just wasn't able to. How high are we going to get here? 853. So we definitely got further. So how do we fix this? We might have to upgrade the VAB and get more parts going. 2 backs on the side. 4 is too fast. My 4 stream starts soon. Okay, Jaco, good luck with your stream. If you add more liquid fuel cans for weight, can you send link to your YouTube? That'll get to orbit. Send it, see how it goes. Yeah, don't angle at all until after 10K. Let's go. I hope Jeb comes home. Liquid fuel at 30% thrust. So you think I was burning way too much of the liquid fuel there? Because yeah, see, we were going up too much. We didn't get enough horizontal. Was the problem? So we don't really have a way to get home if we burn up all our fuel. So that's not going to work. All right. So let's just go home and try that again. We need to do our decoupling here. Get ready to go. $321,000. Looks like we're angled pretty much correctly. Okay. Okay, we're gonna be fine. We might land in a different biome though, so we might get a little bit of science out of this at least. Okay, so let's think about this. We were going up too much too fast, so we definitely need to. I think we pull back. We get rid of the third BACC, and that way we can have some fins on the sides that will maybe let us do it. And we can add more liquid fuel to the main engine to give ourselves more control there. We could also add a short... We could add a small secondary booster, actually, that fires after the first angle burn, maybe? We could try that. That could work. Now, can I warp to a particular time? Wait a minute, let me go to an alarm clock here. So, like if I set an alarm clock, create alarm, manual time alarm, time to alarm. So this is 5 minutes, right? Years, days, hours, minutes. So if I set this, and then I warp to next, it warps up to 4, so it won't go higher than that, though. It goes to the max anyway. So when you're in the atmosphere, I don't think you can go faster than what is this, 4x time? I was kind of hoping it would do that, but it didn't. Okay, we're like landing in the dark here. Oh, we landed. Oh, sea level versus mountain level. Okay. So we're in the mountains then. In that case, we're gonna do a crew report. Kerbals Highlands. Yeah, there we go. There's a little bit of science we can get. We'll do a goo observation. We'll do the where's the barometer and the temperature. And then we'll EVA Jebediah. We'll have him do an EVA report. Where is he? EVA unavailable. I wonder why. Are we blocking the hatch? EVA unavailable. Maybe we are blocking the hatch. Okay. Oh, wait. It's in time warp. That's why. There we go. So he's on board in the Highlands. Let's go ahead and... Oh, he took his helmet off already. Crazy bastard. Let's do an EVA report. There we go. And that's all the science we can get. So, let's recover the vessel. Got another 12.9. It's pretty good. Let's go to the VAB and kind of figure this out. Double your core stage to run a booster with the backs so you can turn. Ah, that's a good idea. Okay. Let's get rid of these for now. Let's zoom in here. And we'll switch back to doubles. Okay. If we disconnect this and add in some more fuel tanks. Something like... Hold on. Okay, so that's a much taller rocket. It's got 5 of these fuel tanks instead of 3. And then we will couple these with a radial decoupler. And we'll put the backs back on now. Like that. Right, that looks good. No, it's not on the decoupler there. There we go. That looks right. We need it a little bit lower. Are you? No, you're not working right. See, it kind of like slots it up. There we go. Those, nope, still not. You gotta be like pointing at it or something. There we go. Okay, that looks right. So we got the 2 backs. And then we put the, let's do aerodynamics. Let's put the caps on. Put these over here. So it's gonna be a lighter rocket. That might help. I wonder if we should use the bigger fins. I wonder if that would help. Why do we have all this extra crap on here? Oh, I was in the wrong mode when I put those on there. That's why. Okay. Let's go with goo canister and barometer and thermometer. Why not? If we get to orbit, we're gonna want all 3. And then we'll take these off. We've got our drogue chutes, we've got our heat shield, our decoupler. Okay, so let's see if this can get us into orbit. So with this build, I think we can tilt back now. I feel like I was able to tilt it when we had a design like this. We've got more fuel in the middle. So let's check our staging. The third stage, or stage 2, will have double the amount of fuel it had before. So even if these take us up, they won't take us quite as high, or maybe they will because there's less weight. But hopefully we should be able to steer this a little bit. So Intrepid 4, let's see if this gets to orbit. Let's launch it. Double your core stage to run a booster with the backs. You can turn. When you double your core to run with the backs, throttle at 50. Yeah, I understand. Okay, so we'll try that. If this doesn't work, we'll try that. I don't want to run them simultaneously, though. I want to preserve this. So let's see. We're turning on SAS. We're going to throttle this to 50 as your recommendation. Sure. And I guess that's it. We're going to launch. Let's see how we do with the Intrepid 4. I'm going to start the turn here. Yeah, it's a little tough. It doesn't want to turn here. I'm trying to pitch it backwards. You can see. I'm trying to pitch it. But it won't turn here. Okay, well. We'll have to make up for it. We got a little higher than we'd like. Okay, we want to turn with gravity, so we'll stick around 30% here. 30 degrees. Our throttle's at 70. No. Go back to 30 degrees. Stay on 30 degrees. 30 degrees was good. 30 degrees was nice. Stay here. Let's go even a little bit more. We want periapsis to come up, right? That's the problem. So now I'm at like 20 degrees. What's this doing? It is growing slowly. How are we for fuel? We've got 1900 left. We need this to rise faster, though, is the problem. All three engines on the same stage. Double your core stage. Add another engine and fuel. Okay. How are we doing here? Be able to make it though. I don't know. I think we're gonna run out of fuel. Yeah, we're not gonna. I don't think we're gonna get to orbit here. I guess we'll just do a full burn here. The rest of the fuel and see how close we get. So, hold on. Hold on. Look how close we are. Yeah, we're completely out of fuel here, so we're not gonna make it, but that was close. Wow. Alright. We're learning more. That was close. I wonder, so I kind of went at 30 degrees here. Should I have been like more horizontal or less horizontal? I'm not sure. I understand we probably need to start the turn earlier is the main problem. Because we're not getting enough horizontal motion to get into the orbit. It was really close though, look at that. Okay, let's go ahead and warp to our landing, kind of over here. That's a handy little maneuver. Okay. And let's see where we touch down. I staged those really early, but they didn't release because they didn't meet the minimum atmosphere and speed requirements, so we should be okay to just warp through to the end. So something's burning up. Yeah, that was close to a full orbit too, so the heat shield is going to be fine, looks like. We're landing in the dark, too. Let's check difference here. So sea level is, what, higher than than ground level? How does that work? Sea level's 34. Mountain's 27? That's a little strange. Oh, I guess, yeah, we're landing in the water, so the ocean's above where we're going to end up. Okay, so we're getting pretty close here. We're going to let him land successfully, hopefully, and recover the vessel. If you were able to turn, you would have made it. Yeah. Once you hit 75K, go completely horizontal. Oh, really? Okay. I think you need 2 burns, one about 90 degrees into the first orbit. 75K plus, go completely horizontal. I understand. So we need to get some maneuverability in that early stage, and then watch the atmosphere and kind of like get make sure we get enough horizontal maneuvering. So this vessel actually maybe could make it. It's theoretically possible that this vessel could make it. I just didn't handle it well. Let's do this. Let's add... Okay, so we've landed and we can recover the vessel. All right. Get a little bit of science. Let's keep the vessel as is. Let's add another stage or another... yeah, no science. That makes sense. Let's add another stage that fires at the same time as the boosters. I think this is what Michael was talking about. Just a little tiny stage to get us maneuverability with the swivel engine here. So we'll use we'll attach a hammer, I think. Let's try this. All right, so we're gonna attach a hammer here on the front and back, like this. So there's our other decouplers, and then we'll put one of these. No, that's a solid booster. Put one of these there. Is that's not radial? Hold on. So we do like this, and we throw some swivels on here, right? And then if we fire these at the same time, early on, that can give us just a little bit of maneuverability. Maybe. Maybe this blows up in our face and Jebediah dies and we add another grave to the graveyard. Who knows? So a teeny tiny itty bitty maneuverability thruster. That's fine by me. It's gonna have trouble standing on the thing though. Unless I move this up. Higher. So, yeah, there we go. Okay. We will try that. All right, so let's review our staging if we're using this new... No, that's not correct. Hold on. That looks good. Okay. So, we want these to fire first. So, first stage is this stage. These fire immediately. Second stage is the two on the side. Or I could put them in at the same stage and just... No, I think it's easier to have spacebar, like, to go up to 1,000 and then fire these. So that I have that first level of maneuverability. I do think we need more fins, too. What is our engineering report at? We're at 31. That's not good. I would like to get some more fins on this bad boy. But let's check let's keep going. So the back's fired, then we fire these. Then we decouple these when they're done, and those when they're done. And then we have the main engine as it was before. Okay. So I think I'm gonna get rid of the nose cones because otherwise I can't afford to launch this. So that brings us down to 29. And I'm also gonna replace these with the big ones. See if this changes anything in terms of making things more maneuverable. And do I want them higher up on the body? I wonder what the difference is between putting them low or putting them kind of higher. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens, guys. These are the changes that I'm making. Hopefully this gets us what we need. So here's the Intrepid 5. Save it and launch it. Burn it really low. No. Add a second swivel. LMAO. Fins. You may need more fuel so you have some pay to get back with as well. Okay, I'm trying to... Let's go to the sunrise here. Okay. So, let's put on SAS and let's try this build. I wish I could slow things down even more, but you can't. All right. So we're going to, at 1,000, I'm going to start pitching it back, and we're going to see what happens. Maybe with the second stage firing, we'll have enough swivel control to be able to get a little bit of an inclination change. Okay. Here we go. Okay, first stage is firing. Second stage at 1,000 meters. There we go. There we go. We got some maneuverability now. Okay. Let's go down to like 70 like this. Try and hold it like this for a bit. Okay, keep going with the solid fuel boosters. We gotta hold this now until they run out. We're at 10,000. Jettison those. Jettison those. Main torch. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! Why are you facing down? Hold on. God damn it! No, no, we were doing so well. Why, Jebediah? What did you do? Well, that happened. Total failure. And why are we not disconnecting? I think it's pushing too hard. I think the ejection thing already ran. Oh my gosh. Jebediah, you... Oh! No, 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 no! Is he alive? How on earth is he alive? Oh my god. Oh, that was so good at first. Something went wrong when I launched the main engine. Something went really wrong. I don't think we even need the heat shield here. Gosh, I think I staged something way too early too. Like I hit spacebar too fast. All right, well we're in atmosphere, so I'm just gonna deploy the chutes and we'll pass forward. Wow, when that thing, like, I was sure he was dead when that blew up. I was positive he was done. So you think I should burn the main stage a lot lower than I was doing, because I had it throttled all the way up. Okay, if you're maneuvering outside the atmosphere, you'll need RCS thrusters. There's no atmosphere for the fins, right? The fins are for the launch. The fins are for me to be able to control that thing when we're going up. So we're gonna relaunch the same vehicle because it looked like it was working. I will take your advice and throttle the main engine way down though. And we'll try not to screw up that. We'll try not to screw that up again. Okay, so he's not gonna die. I was sure when that thing flipped off and blew up that it was gonna destroy the crew cockpit. I don't know how he survived that. That does not seem right to me, but okay. Just restart it? Yeah, I guess that's fair. He's not gonna die, so let's just, you're right. Let's just revert the flight back to launch. As long as he didn't die, we can do that. Okay, so let's go to sunrise here. Try this again. All right, so it was going pretty well there. I just screwed something up with the main stage. So for the initial boost, we do want the throttle maxed. But so as soon as those run out, I'll put the throttle back down to like 30%, like you said. Okay, SAS is on. We don't have any RCS. Let's launch. Second stage at 1,000 meters and begin the gravity turn. Go down to like 70 here if we can. All right, second stage. Activate. Okay, hold on. We're almost there. Okay, all right, that's good. All right, discard or bring the throttle back down. Put it at like 30%, that's good, okay. 10,000, we want to maneuver more. We want more, so we're gonna get rid of that, those. We're gonna light the main torch here and try to very gently, okay, don't screw this up. All right, 40%, 40 degrees, looking good. Okay, we're on a slow burn, 35 degree incline. This is going well. And when we get to 75, we want to go more horizontal. So we're going to watch this and our fuel. So we're going to slowly start pitching further as we get around 75. Okay, this is going well so far. We've got our slow burn going. We're increasing our velocity. I don't know what this HDG is, but it's at 88 degrees. I'm going to pitch us a little bit more forward. Okay. So we're hovering around 35. We're still gaining at a respectable rate. Gaining velocity, or height, rather, altitude. Stick around here, 35. You rejected everything. Your staging was way wrong. Please reach to orbit this time. How exactly are you going to deorbit? Well, with luck, I believe. We'll have a little bit of liquid fuel left, so theoretically, if we just point ourselves at the ground and fire, we should get there. I'm trying to save some delta V. We're not burning too fast. We're going pretty well here. 40,000. Yeah, this is further with more fuel than we were at before. I want to lock the staging here so I don't accidentally do it. Okay, we're getting close to 75. I'm going to push a little bit more. So we're at like 25 degrees now to the horizon. Let's take a look. What's going on over here? Yeah, see, it's getting nice and wide. I don't know, we'll see. I might not have enough height here. We're still climbing. We do have fuel left. Our velocity is increasing. Michael said go horizontal at 75. This is going to be close. Should I go more horizontal now? We ejected everything on purpose. No, I think the staging was what I wanted to have happen. Check if you can buy the Terrier engine. It's efficient and good for orbit. Okay, Rado, we'll do that next if this one doesn't work. We're getting close. Let's take a look. Where are we? We might run out of fuel here. We have to save 100 to get home, so let's see. Did we make it? No, once again, we're just shy. Periapsis is closer, negative 34. I think that's the best we've done. Oh, that's really close to orbit. Not quite there. Okay, we need better engines. Better engine, the Terrier was suggested. I think we'll look at that. Really close here. Really close, though. I wonder if it's just me flying it wrong. I wonder if I could make it with a better use of this vehicle. Okay. Well, we got to get him home. We're pretty good at this by now. We've gotten him home a couple times, but let's just not. We can't. It's not guaranteed until we do it. So. Warp here. Burn at apogee, you can do it. Oh, I only had 107 left. I wouldn't have been able to get home if I did. He would have been stuck in orbit, so... I should have maybe saved more fuel on the way up for a burn at apogee. That's not a bad idea. Maybe that is what I need to do. Alright, let's get him home. We need to... jettison this stuff. And get ready to go home. Oops. Whoa, this is going really fast. Can't see anything, it's dark. Where is he facing? We're completely in the black side of space here. We're completely hidden from the sun by the planet. Oh, we can see this. I need you to turn around, buddy. There we go. I think that's right. 64,000? Why aren't we getting heat, though? Which way are we going? Where's the heat shield? There we go. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. No, we're not. No, 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 no. Oh, that was close. That was way too close. I almost lost him right there. I can't even tell which way is up with this. I think we're okay. We're coming in real fast here. We are not slowing down. What's going on? Why is he coming in so fast? 24,000? I hope the atmosphere slows him down enough here. Are we slowing? Oh boy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. 20,000? Slow down, slow down. Okay, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. That made me nervous. That was sketchy. Okay, the atmosphere has slowed him enough. All right. Woo! Oh my goodness. Okay, let's stage the chutes. And if we can go home, I think we're gonna be fine. I don't know where we're landing here, though. What is that? There's some debris floating up in space. Okay, so we're coming down completely in the dark. Time mode. Warp to sunrise. Signal strength. Those are identical. So I think we're landing in the ocean somewhere. Where are we even? I don't know. Okay. If this is the ocean, then I guess it doesn't matter. We can just revert back to the VAB, because it's not a new biome, so we can't get any science here. I think. It's hard to tell in the dark. So we did fly, like, completely around the planet, though. Oh, that was so close. All right. I think this is safe to say he's going to land fine and be recoverable. And we're not going to get any science from this, because he's just landing in the ocean. So we can revert flight back to vehicle assembly. And let's consider, what else can we do with this? Oh, by the way, about my staging. So these fire, then these fire here, these two, and they burn through all their fuel. Then I release them and the boosters. So I think the staging is fine the way it is. But we might need to look at new engines. You could have gotten them out and pushed it back with the EVA pack in the atmosphere. You already got the upgrade on the complex. Your apogee needs to be some more. Next time, maybe burn at the apogee to reach orbit, or else you don't make it. Okay. Okay. So it's more efficient to burn at apogee because you're further away from the planet's gravity well. That makes sense. So this craft might actually be able to make it. I just have to pilot it differently. So let's try that. The other thing I could do is go check out if we can get better engines from R&D. We do have a bunch of science. So let's see what's available in terms of engines. Basic science, battery pack, storage unit, antenna, flight control, winglets, inline reaction wheel. I don't think we want that. Aviation we come to later. General construction. What are these? Strut connectors, crew cabin, stability enhancer. No. Advanced rocketry. All right. So this is the 909 Terrier liquid fuel engine that was mentioned. So I think we want this. How much does this cost? 45? Okay, so this is going to get us the new engine. The Thud liquid fuel engine. The FL T400 fuel tank. A reaction thing that I don't know how to use. Okay. All right, let's research general rocketry. Let's go back to the VAB. So, if we take a look at fuel tanks now, we have the T400. I don't think we want to do anything with that. I think we want to get the new engine on. So if we take a look at this compared to the swivel, now does it say... Gimbal vectoring range 3 degrees. Okay, that's what I was curious about. So if we look at the Reliant, there's no gimbal vectoring at all. And then if we look at this new Terrier, we have a vectoring range of 4 degrees. So we should be fine. Jebediah Kerman's Junkyard and Spacecraft Parts Co. The 909 model was initially received with some skepticism by spacecraft engineers, as it defied the long-standing convention that more power is always better. Despite this, the 909 series has found its place in the spacecraft construction world, being particularly useful as a final stage and landing engine. So, we get more thrust, I guess. 14.78 versus... Where was the swivel? 7 versus... Hold on. 14.73 kilonewtons versus 167? Not sure I understand the differences here. This has a lower mass, but it has less thrust. Is that right? Or is a lower thrust number better? Would I want to use this? Wait, thrust. Engine thrust is 14 compared to 167. I don't understand. Why do I want this? I mean, I guess we can try it. Let me check up with the chat here. This craft will cut it. Check the upper branch. Please don't kill Jeb. Terrier engine must be second stage. First stage is swivel, followed by the Terrier. Efficient in space. Terrier is less thrust, but way more efficient. I see. I see. Okay. So we leave the swivels here for the maneuvering, the early maneuvering. And then we replace this one once we're kind of up up there. We've got the height already. And then we use this to kind of be more efficient. I understand. All right. Let's put the Terrier on. Got it. And then we delete this. All right. So we'll make that one small change. This will be the Intrepid 4A, or 5A. No, it'll be the 6. Okay, so we've made that one change, and we just have to be more careful about when and how we do our thrusting. So we got to save some fuel for apogee, but we can get there. Okay, let's try this. Let's save it. All right, we're gonna get to orbit today, guys. On this day, the Kerbal 6 is getting ready for launch. Mission Control is optimistic that, for once, we will be able to reach orbit around Kerbin and advance science for all Kerbal kind. All right. SAS is engaged. We've got our boosters. Oh, this is wrong. Hold on. Hold on. We got to get our staging right. So first stage is boosters, second stage is those thrusters, but not this one. Then we decouple those. This needs its own stage, actually. Like that. Okay. Good thing I checked the staging. Mission Control says that after a small delay, we are now ready for launch. Launch has been delayed for one day due to time warp problems. Alright, and as the sun comes out, we are going to get ready here. SAS, throttle full. I think this is the one, guys. I think this is the one. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, launch. Okay, we wait for 1,000 meters, then we do the next stage. Begin thrusting horizontally. Begin the gravity turn. All right. And second stage. Go. Boosters are done. Now we're using the new engine. Get an angle to about 40 degrees here for a while. And then we're going to bring our burn way down. Put it at like 30%. Okay. And we want to keep heading up. We're losing velocity though. Is that okay? Do I need to burn more? Might need to burn more here. Okay, so velocity is stable around 500, and we're heading up into the atmosphere. Let's take a look at what our orbit looks like a little bit. Where is it? Okay, all right. We are gaining some elevation here. Apoapsis at 47. This needs to be higher, right? So is this 45 degrees okay? So right now I'm at like 45 degrees. We're burning at like 65, 70%. We've got some fuel. Okay, we're gaining velocity. We're gaining apoapsis. So we're okay. We're okay here. You get 3,500 TV from it, but need full speed. I can't. There's too much like jargon there. Too many small words that I don't understand. When your apogee reaches a reasonable orbit height, then shut down until apogee. You need the Terrier on full thrust. Okay, I understand. So I had it too early. I had it too low on thrust early on. So we want apogee to be like 80 or 90,000 kilometers, right? Because 70 is the atmosphere, and we want a little bit of a comfortable room there. So we're not burning fuel too fast. We're getting good here. I think we're gonna do it this time. We're gonna save some fuel. Once this hits like, I think once this hits 80 or 85, I will shut off the engine. We're gonna go a little bit more towards, a little bit higher. So back to like 40 here. Doing okay. I think we're gonna make this. We've still got 2,700 delta V. Apoapsis is climbing. We've got good velocity going. Okay. So as soon as apoapsis hits like 75, 80, I'm going to cut the engine. And then when we get to apogee, I'll do another fire to adjust. We'll do a prograde burn. Maybe I'll give myself a little bit more wiggle room. We'll go up to like 80 or 85 if we can. If this is climbing enough. We're about halfway through our fuel. It is going up. It's going up. We're making it. We're making it. We're getting there. Okay. I think this engine was the answer. I think this engine and your guys' advice is going to get me into orbit today. It's exciting. Okay. I think we'll go... We want to... Okay, so 75. We'll go a little bit more horizontal here to get something going. And then we'll cut the engine at like 85. We've still got fuel. Okay, I'm cutting the engine at 80. I've decided. 80,000 kilometers or whatever. Okay. All right, let's take a look. So then up here, we do another burn like full horizontal. I wish I could pause the game here. So we're just going to go like this, I guess. Is that going to put us in orbit? Oh, that was too much. Hold on. That looks like an orbit to me. Okay. How do I know when I'm there? How do I know when I'm there? At 80,788? T-minus 18 minutes. Okay. I felt a little rushed there. No, I've already passed it. I need to just do this burn now. What's happening? Am I doing it? I might not be horizontal here. Oh, that's where I need to be. That's the target. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm making it up as I go. Oh god. Oh god. Don't screw me here. Okay, did I switch into an orbit here? Am I in orbit? Periapsis 77. Oh, I think we did it. I think we did it. We're in orbit. Yeah, it changed. The angle changed. The world went sideways. We're in orbit with enough fuel to get home. Holy mackerel, you guys. Oh, awesome. Awesome. Wow. In orbit for the first time around Kerbin. Fantastic. So this says we're falling, though. This does say we're falling. Or is that just the height of the ground below us changing? Will this climb at some point? All right, let me do some science real quick. We're in orbit. Jebediah, do some science. Crew report. We're in space near Kerbin. We're not in orbit? Huh. It looks like we're in a stable orbit, right? There's periapsis, and there's apoapsis. So periapsis is at 77, and apoapsis is at 132. Oh, that's why the altitude is falling. So this is our lowest point in the orbit, and then it'll start climbing again once we get there. This is a really close orbit. Oh man, that is so cool. That is so cool. Rotate to 0. You got it. Bingo. You can fly to the moon too. You have enough fuel. Sweet. To pass by the moon. All right. Well, Radu, Bob, and Pandian, thank you guys so much for being here and sharing this moment with me. This was really cool. All right. So we are in orbit. We're in a stable orbit around Kerbin. We've made it. How cool is that? And we're on the dark side of the planet too. So I wonder why this doesn't count as orbit for a crew report. It's in space. I guess it doesn't. I guess orbit doesn't count as its own thing. Let's see if any of the other things work. So if we turn the lights on, what does that do? Nothing? Okay. Where is our... Let's see. Let's see our instruments here. Maybe they have something new to add because we're in orbit. Let's log the temperature. Worthless. Log pressure. Worthless because we already recovered. But this one could be new. Yeah, 2.3 science. I guess we already did that one. Okay. The other thing we could do is EVA. We can see his interior here. Oh, see, this was how I had him faced. This actually worked out the way I thought it would. So the crew hatch is facing towards the planet. All right, let's EVA. Doesn't feel like it should be rotating like that. Just because he EVA'd. Let's do an EVA report. Doesn't count. Orbit isn't different. All right, let's board. I don't know why it's like rotating now. That seems crappy. Okay, I think we can fix it. Maybe? Oh, I put stability. That's why we lost stability assist. Okay. So this is climbing because we're in orbit. All right, very cool. So, guys, I think I'm gonna save the game here, and we'll see if we can get our friend home from our stable orbit around Kerbin next time I stream. Or maybe we'll risk it all. We'll gamble it and see if we can do a moon flyby. Probably not. I feel like that's guaranteed death. We've only got 1,200 to go here. I should also lock the staging away so that I can't accidentally decouple my engine and trap him in orbit. But how cool is this? Wow, first time to orbit. I'm very excited. I like that a lot. Maybe I would need to be higher for some of the science stuff to count. To pass by the moon, get an apogee to 250 kilometers. Okay, I don't know that we have enough delta V to do that. Maybe we do. So our current apoapsis is 132. So we'd have to get, you're saying we'd have to get an apogee to 250 to get more science from experiments. Silly question, did you take the orbit contract? No, I did not. I did not, I'm sorry. But I think what we'll do is we'll take our friend out to a higher orbit. We'll try to use some kind of burn to get ourselves out past 250K. Maybe we can do that and go home. We do have 1,200 delta V. I don't know about going to the moon. I think we take these things one step at a time. We've learned about this new engine today. But getting to orbit's a big deal. It means I can upgrade a couple more facilities. So, like I said, I'm going to save the game here. And next time I stream, which will probably be sometime next week for this game, because I gotta stream some Satisfactory. I got to work on that. But next time I stream KSP, we'll start from orbit. We'll probably try to get a larger orbit going to do some science again, retry those experiments at the higher level, higher altitude, and then see if we can get home. And if we can do all that, we will upgrade some facilities, buy more R&D, get more powerful rockets, build something new, and try to do a flyby or an orbit around the moon. Would be our next big goal. So thank you guys again for being here, for your help and advice, and have a great rest of your day. Really glad you guys were here. This was a lot of fun, and we'll see you next time. Take care, guys.